Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll share some tips and tricks you can try out on the Realme U1. So Realme U1 is the latest device from Realme in India. This device comes with the MediaTek Helio P70 octa-core chipset, and this is powered by the ColorOS 5.2, and we have Android 8.1 audio out of the box. So ColorOS is a custom UI from Oppo, and we have seen this on other Realme smartphones as well. So in this video we'll highlight some of the features you can try out on this device, some tips and tricks to get the better out of your Realme U1. So let's get started. First, if you swipe on the home screen, you get the widgets and the effects, so you can select multiple effects while swiping from one home screen to other. That can be enabled from here. Then there is another useful app called Phone Manager. So what it does is Phone Manager allows you to do a bit of cleaning for the device. So if you feel that a lot of storage has been unwantedly used up, like audio, video, WhatsApp, Messenger and other apps which are taking up unwanted storage, you can clean up the storage, and it will actually show up other files which are unwanted, and you can clean up from here. So that's the clean storage option in the Phone Manager. So apart from that, there is also option to detect common problems on the device. So if you find any minor issues, you can actually fix them by here. You can detect minor issues, and it will suggest what are the solutions for these minor issues. So that's the Phone Manager. Now let's go to the settings app. So in the display settings, there is an option called Night Shield. So Night Shield is basically eye protection mode, which gets you warmer tones for your night viewing. So once enabled, you can see that it will go to warmer tone. It is Night Shield to reduce blue light from the screen, thus preventing eye strain. So you can see that you can enable it. You can have the display in color, you can have the display in black and white, and comfortable night reading can also be enabled. So these are the options, and you can schedule it as well. So that's the Night Shield in the display settings. Now going to the fingerprint, face and passcode. So once you have enabled the face unlock, you can see that you need to enable the screen brightness compensation options. This means when you are using the device in extreme low light conditions, the screen will brighten up, and that will helps you in recognizing your face. That's pretty good option. Then you can also use the face unlock for either unlocking the device. You can also use for app lock and also private safe. So we'll come back to app lock and private safe in a while. And apart from that, you can also enable that closed eyes will fail the face recognition. This will make it even more secure. So if you are closed eyes, you cannot unlock the device. So that's the fingerprint and face unlock option. Now going to the smart and convenient mode. So here we have a couple of interesting options. One is the navigational keys. So you can customize the navigational keys. Right now we have the virtual navigational keys. You can see here this virtual keys. You can also go for swipe up gesture. So that means the virtual navigational keys are gone, and you can see even with a swipe up gesture navigation, there are lots of options. One is back on the both sides, simple gestures, back on the right, then back on the left. You can also hide the gesture bar, and mistouch prevention can also be enabled. So there are lots of options to customize the navigational keys. Now Assistive Board. So Assistive Board is an option. You can see there is a, once enabled, you can see a ball circular icon on the screen. So if you tap on it, it is going back to the back screen. Then double tap multitasking, and if you touch and hold, it will go to the home screen. So these are the options in the Assistive Board. So you can enable it from here, and you can also have a bit of customization for these eye tapping options. So smart sidebar is something which is quite useful. If you just swipe here, you can see this is the smart sidebar. We have quick options for screenshot, screen recording. Some apps are there. We can even add more apps. Whichever apps you're using frequently can be enabled here. You can also enable the smart sidebar. If you do not want, you can disable it. And you can also use the sidebar only in landscape mode. So that also option is also included. Then going to the gesture and motion. So there are some screen of gestures which include double tap to turn on the screen, draw O to start the camera, draw V to turn on the flashlight. Music control options are there. You can also add a screen of gestures. So you can see these are the options. You can add your own screen of gestures. Now there is also smart call option. Apart from that, there is 3 finger screenshot and raise to turn on the screen. So whenever you lift the phone from the table, it will automatically turn on the screen. And there is also 3 finger screenshot. This is the 3 finger screenshot. You can also have the long screenshot option. Then there is a new option called smart driving. So smart driving, once turned on, it will not disturb you when you are driving your car, and calls will be automatically disconnected. So that is a smart driving option. So you can enable it if you're connected to a Bluetooth car kit as well. So those options are included. So this is particularly useful when you're driving with the device. So those are the options in smart and convenient mode. Now going to the security option. So here we have the regular set of security option. Then apart from that, there are 3 major options like app lock, kid space, and also private safe. So app lock, we all know you can set a passcode for app lock. So we are just set a passcode here. So once you set, you can select the apps to be encrypted. So these apps are right now encrypted, and once you enable the encryption, you can see that you can also use fingerprint and face recognition to open the encrypted apps. We have used that. Now going back, we'll just open Facebook, and you can see Facebook is locked. And when you use the face unlock, it will unlock the device. So that's the option in the security, that's app lock. And there's also kid space. So kid space, as the name indicates, you can add apps to the set, and when you give the device to a kid, only those apps will be available. And you can also turn off the cellular data so that no other options are taken. Unnecessary data will not be consumed by the apps which kids use. So only offline apps can be used. So those things can be configured from this kid space. Then there is also private safe. So private safe is another option wherein you can create a secured area where you can store your files, media files, documents, everything which is protected, and only if you use the fingerprint or face unlock, you can access this option. So again, this is a pretty useful option to create a personal safe area where you can store your documents. So that's another useful option under the security. Now if you go to the battery settings, so we have the regular power saving mode. So when you're using the device, if you're running on low battery, you can enable the power saving mode and get to see which all apps are taking up the battery the most. Now there is another option called USB OTG functionality. So you might be knowing the OTG functionality. If you want to enable the OTG functionality, you need to enable it from here. So once you enable, OTG will be available, and this will be turned off when not in use after 10 minutes. Now another option is to clone apps. So we all know that cloning of apps is pretty useful because you can use 2 instances of the same app. That means you can use 2 Facebook accounts, 2 Instagram, 2 Messenger, and other social networking apps like WhatsApp can be enabled for the clone app. So once you enable it, you can see 2 instances of the app, and both are separate entities, and you can use both with 2 different accounts. Now there is another useful feature called game space. So game space is basically an area where you can enable acceleration and better experience for gaming. So you can see that you can add games automatically. You can see that manage my games, so you can add games. So for example, PUBG Mobile, Temple Run, Asphalt 9 can be enabled, and this will give you better gaming acceleration and better gaming experience when you play these games. So that's the gaming space. It's a pretty useful option for gamers. Then there is also app split screen. So what it does is you can see that you can split the screen for 2 apps. So swipe up with 3 fingers for app split screen. So just swiping up, you can see that now we have enabled split screen, and you can see that I can run 2 different apps side by side using the split screen option. So that's the option for split screen on this device. So these are some really useful options available in the Oppo's ColorOS, which is now running on the Realme U1, and along with that it also has Android 8.1. So those are the tips and tricks you can try out on the Realme U1. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.